This is Baby Dumpling. She's one of the many young mukbangers on TikTok who've blown up by devouring massive meals in just one sitting. But many are raising their eyebrows, claiming her videos might be too good to be true. And honestly, given the amount of food she appears to consume in her videos, questioning whether it all really gets eaten or just ends up in the trash bin. I don't know why these mukbang videos usually pop up in your For You page around midnight, making us hungry and craving snacks. If I can't sleep, I have to admit, sometimes the temptation to grab an ice cream from the fridge is just too strong. But honestly, can you really blame me? Why at that hour, TikTok? Why not in the morning? Always at midnight. God damn it. Well, if you guys are a night owl like me and get hooked sometimes on eating videos, then you've probably stumbled upon Baby Dumpling. Now, one reason she gets a lot of hate is because people wonder how she can eat so much but maintain a slender physique, which kind of makes sense, you know? When you compare her to other mukbangers who gained weight from their eating habits on camera. And another thing, why do her TikTok videos always cut off right before she swallows her food? Why does she always show only the biting and chewing parts? I mean, most food vloggers who post short clips on TikTok also do the same. Well, given all the buzz surrounding other mukbangers and concerns about food wastage over the past few years, it's really got me thinking, is Baby Dumpling herself being genuine, or is she just creating content that ultimately goes to waste for the sake of views? But just before we jump into that, make sure to leave a comment down below saying TikTok fakers are getting out of control, and I'll pick one of you guys for a shout out in the next video. Alright, now with that said, let's get into the topic on whether she's really playing fair or is she just tossing large amounts of food off camera. Is she really faking her videos? So, who is Baby Dumpling? I know a lot of you at this point are probably asking. Well, people who are totally hooked on Baby Dumpling's videos are both positive and negative, but most of them just can't believe what they are seeing. And some swear it's all just an act. Known as Baby Dumpling, her real name, Tram Tren, a 23-year-old food vlogger from San Jose, California. She's pretty big online, with over 2.1 million followers on TikTok, and counting each day. There are basically two ways where all that food could possibly end up. Either it's consumed in excess during the making of her content, or, well, it's not. Some mukbangers chew and spit out their food to avoid weight gain, but they cleverly edit their videos to hide this, making it seem like they've eaten a lot. Sneaky, right? So yeah, you'd never know. In 2020, South Korean mukbanger Moonbok Hee faced criticism for this exact reason. People noticed some fishy edits, and suddenly they started questioning if everything they saw in mukbang videos was real. Ever since then, it's been like a wake-up call that not all mukbang videos are really real. Honestly, there are still many gullible viewers who believe everything they see in these videos. Because, of course, you can't lie on the internet, right guys? Looking at Baby Dumpling's videos, the pattern seems pretty consistent, which also applies to other food content creators. As you see, she just shows her spread of food and takes bites out of each item. But since these videos are made for TikTok, they're filled with quick cuts each time she takes a bite. So she never really shows herself eating the entire meal. Some believe there's no way she can eat so much food regularly, pointing out the cuts in her videos as evidence that she doesn't actually finish her meals. Going back as a kid, my mum would always pull out that classic guilt trip line. Eat up, kiddo. There are starving kids out there who would kill for that broccoli. And, of course, as a little rascal myself, I would just shrug it off and roll my eyes, saying, "Sure, mum, my extra helping of greens is really gonna save the world," as I then feed it to my dog without them looking. I mean, it was either that or they phone up Mr. Spider-Man himself and tell him that I'm not eating my greens. And believe me when I tell you guys, I don't want that heat. But looking back now as an adult, it kind of hits different. I mean, I'm not being dramatic or what, but it's just heartbreaking to think, which I'm assuming you guys probably feel the same way, that there are still people out there, kids by the way included, who go to bed hungry because of messed up situations such as war and messed up economies, or just plain neglect. I mean, being older now, I definitely feel glad I got to chomp down on whatever I wanted back then. But those things make you realize how lucky we really are to have food on the table, right? Now onto a different plate, pun definitely intended. Let's go back with these vloggers who allegedly are wasting food for their videos. Sure, it might seem like not a big problem to some, just letting those TikTokers do their thing with their food, and after all, it's their money. But here is where it gets serious. Back in 2020, China's leader Xi Jinping launched this massive campaign called Clean Plate, urging everyone to be mindful on how much food they waste. And the media over there started calling out food vloggers, saying they were part of the problem. People on Chinese apps even got warnings about their videos and faced a ton of criticism on their platforms like Douyin, Bilibili, and Kuaishou also jumped on board, encouraging people not to waste food. And believe it or not, China actually shut down over 13,000 mukbang accounts. So when you think about it, it's not just a small issue. These online personalities might not be directly harming anyone by eating or tossing their food, but they're definitely not helping the situation, especially with all the attention food waste is getting these days, like in the US. Ever wonder how much food gets thrown out in America? While the world tosses out about 2.5 billion tons of food annually, the United States surpasses all other nations in food waste, discarding nearly 60 million tons, equivalent to 120 billion pounds each year. This amounts to almost 40% of the entire US food supply, translating to 325 pounds of waste per person. To really let it sink home that this is a serious issue. But jumping back to Baby Dumpling's alleged fake content, and because of that, I guess it's kind of fair to feel frustrated if Baby Dumpling is really just tossing out extra food. But right now, we're mostly left guessing because there hasn't been any official proof that she's been faking it. But when you look at everything, it's kind of clear where things stand. Around the start of 2023, her content started changing and doubts started creeping in. She found herself in the middle of tons of videos accusing her of being fake. So she chose to put some unedited videos on YouTube, showing herself sitting and enjoying a large sushi meal. But shockingly, if you watch closely, you'll notice that her camera suddenly died in the middle of the video. So some people are skeptical, thinking maybe she had time to get rid of all of the food off camera. There's also speculation that she might be spitting out what's in her mouth into a mug during the long video. That's definitely gross, but I don't really have an answer to this. So despite all of the criticism, she doesn't appear to be bothered by it. She mentioned it's so weird because people will make like 10-minute YouTube videos about me. I'm like, I don't even put that much effort into my own videos. Oh, my bad, Baby Dumpling. We're just dying to know the truth here. Hence all the deep digging and spending more than 10 minutes on this. Yeah, I know it's quite the Herculean effect. But hey, thanks for giving us a shout out for our dedication, I guess. Anyway, she's always been passionate about food. As for how she manages to eat so much, there's no real secret. According to her, she thinks maybe she's got a fast metabolism, or it could just be genetics. She doesn't even really prepare herself before a mukbang session. But from what I've seen, there's just no way she's eating all the food she shows off. Any normal person would get sick, right? And honestly, even if she did manage to burn off all those extra calories, it just doesn't work that fast. I don't wish this to happen, but if she doesn't start turning into Nikocado Avocado throughout her mukbang career, then there's a pretty good chance that this is all just fake. It's as simple as that. And some people argue that she's Asian, so it's normal for her not to have a big body. But just being Asian doesn't determine that. Genetics wouldn't let anyone burn 10,000 calories of food a day. So as you can see, there's a lot of talk going around about her, and people seem to have mixed reactions, but most are doubting her content. Take this one comment for example, where someone claims they went to college with her and found baby dumpling super annoying in real life, and they doubt she really actually eats all that food. Personally, I couldn't care less if she's annoying, because what does that really matter here? It's how her content is. So I'll take that comment, how baby dumpling has her mukbangs, with a pinch of salt. But shockingly, that's just one of many comments out there questioning her authenticity. Some even suggest she might have CHSP, which stands for chew and spit behavior, where as it sounds, people chew but don't swallow to avoid calories. It's often used as a compensatory behavior by those with eating disorders, and it's become quite popular among thin ladies, especially Korean influencers, not just in food vlogging. You see, there's many other YouTubers doing cooking and eating videos, like for example, what I ate in a day, where they show themselves eating multiple large meals. They edit the videos to make it look like they ate everything, but it's a known fact that they just chew on the food on camera and then edit out the spitting part. And also, since some of baby dumpling's videos show her eating in public, I can't help but wonder if she's also wasting food, or how she's tossing everything after each bite with people around her. I'm not making a sweeping statement here. I'm sure there are still many real mukbangers out there, but why has it become to this point where food content creators nowadays are willing to do anything, even if it means wasting food or harming their health? Well, as most of you know at this point, this kind of content can really rake in the big bucks on YouTube. Mukbangers can make a substantial income from advertising alone, and top creators in their niche can earn up to $100,000 a month. And that's not even counting sponsorships. Platforms like Africa TV and Twitch also allow viewers to send payments to their favorite streamers. So maybe some creators are willing to prioritize money over their health, like Nikocado Avocado, who, by the way, gained over 200 pounds over the years from doing mukbang videos. But now, circling back to baby dumpling, it shouldn't be too difficult to verify the authenticity of her videos. Just have her do a full live stream, completely unedited and uncut. If she's unwilling to do that, well, I guess we already have our answer. And most of baby dumpling's videos show her eating out with others, so I've always wondered if she's just taking bites from everyone else's meals and pretending they're all hers now. But who knows for sure, unless she decides to come clean herself, which, let's be real, is extremely unlikely, so we're pretty much in the dark. One thing is certain though, people are still talking about whether baby dumpling's videos are real or just fake. Mukbangers can be pretty fun to watch, and there's something oddly satisfying about the sounds. Look, I'm not going to be hypocritical here, I watch them as well, but what do you guys generally think? Can she fit all of that food in her? Does it actually make any sense? Or is she just wasting the food? And if that is the case, how do you guys feel about people just throwing away food for content? Certainly something to think about. But with that all being said, I hope you guys do have a fantastic day. I got some very interesting videos coming up during this month, and I can't wait to share them with you. So definitely put the bell notification on, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.